Do you ever feel like your English sounds like it came straight out of a textbook? You spent years learning the correct, formal words like receive, arrive, become, purchase, and persuade. Your grammar is technically perfect. But when you speak, you feel a gap. There's a disconnect between the English in your head and the fast, real English you hear in movies, songs, and conversations. You feel a little robotic, a bit too formal, and you know it's holding you back. What if I told you there's one verb native speakers use for everything? A simple, three-letter word that's like a secret key to unlocking natural, everyday English. If you master this one verb, you can instantly replace dozens of those clunky textbook words, and you'll start sounding more fluent, more relaxed, and more like a native speaker almost overnight. That verb is get now. Just listen to this quick conversation. Hey, did you get my email? Oh, sorry, I just got home and haven't gotten a chance to check. It's getting late. I'll get back to you tomorrow. No problem. I get it. Can you get me a glass of water before you get settled? Confusing, right? The word get popped up 5 times, and each time it meant something totally different. In that tiny exchange, it meant receive, arrive, become, reply, understand, and fetch. This is exactly why it's so essential. While you were taught 6 different words, a native speaker just used one. In this lesson, we're doing a masterclass on the verb get. We're going to break down its most important uses, one by one. And don't worry, I'm not just going to give you a long, boring list to memorize. Instead, I'll show you the formal word you already know, and then reveal how to swap it out with get in a natural way. By the end of this video, you won't just understand how this verb works, you'll be ready to use it and completely transform your speaking. Let's get started. First up, the most common way to use get is for possession, basically receiving, obtaining, buying, or fetching things. This is the foundation we're going to build on. Meaning number 1, get to mean receive. This is probably the most straightforward swap. Your textbook taught you the verb to receive. It's a good word, but it's pretty formal. In most everyday conversations, a native speaker will almost always use get instead. Let's look at the difference. A formal sentence is, I received an email from my boss this morning. Nothing is grammatically wrong with that, but it sounds stiff, like you're reading a business report. The natural, conversational way to say it is, I got an email from my boss this morning. It means the exact same thing, but it just flows better. It's what you'd actually say to a friend. Let's try another one. It's your birthday. Your friend asks what you received from your family. You probably wouldn't say, I received a new watch from my parents. It sounds a little too official. Instead, you'd say, I got a new watch from my parents. The casual verb matches the excited feeling. Think about your phone. You don't receive a notification. You get a notification. You don't receive a text message. You get a text message. Did you get my text is way more common than did you receive my text? Here are a few more. Practice saying them out loud. Instead of, she received a perfect score on her exam, say, she got a perfect score on her exam. Instead of, we have not yet received a response to our invitation, say, we haven't gotten a response to our invitation yet. Meaning number 2, get to mean obtain or acquire. This is a little different from receive. When you receive something, it often comes to you without much effort. But when you obtain or acquire something, it usually implies you had to take action to get it. And guess what? In conversation, we just use get. Let's say you're planning a trip. You might think the correct sentence is, I must acquire a visa before I can travel to Brazil. You would be understood, but you would also sound like a government form. A native speaker would just say, I need to get a visa before I can go to Brazil. Get covers the whole process, filling out forms, submitting your passport, all of it. This is super common for official documents. You don't obtain a driver's license. You get a driver's license. You don't acquire a permit. You get a permit. Think about information. You wouldn't say to your project partner, I need to obtain more information about our competitors. It's way too serious. You'd say, I need to get more information about our competitors. Let's look at more examples. Instead of, he finally obtained permission from his parents to go on the trip, say, he finally got permission from his parents to go on the trip. Instead of, where can I acquire a map of the city? Say, where can I get a map of the city? Using it here shows some effort was involved. You got the permission after a long chat. You got the map by walking to the tourist office. It's a small difference, but it's a big deal for sounding natural. Meaning number 3, get to mean buy or purchase. This is one of the most frequent uses of get in daily life. The verbs to buy and to purchase are fine, but in casual, spoken English, get is the go-to verb, especially when it's obvious you're talking about buying something. Purchase is very formal. You mostly see it in business or on receipts. Imagine you're at a cafe. The barista asks for your order. You would never say, I would like to purchase a cappuccino. You'd say, can I get a cappuccino? Or I'll get a cappuccino. It's faster, more natural, and it's what everyone else is saying. This works in almost any shopping situation. On your grocery list, you write, I need to get milk, bread, and eggs. Talking about a new phone, you say, I'm thinking of getting the new iPhone. At a train station, you say, I need to get to tickets to London. The context makes it clear you're paying for these things. Instead of, she went to the mall to buy a new dress, say, she went to the mall to get a new dress. Instead of, let's purchase the tickets online. It's cheaper, say, let's get the tickets online. It's cheaper. This simple switch will have an immediate impact on how natural you sound, especially in places like restaurants and shops. Meaning number 4, get to mean fetch or bring. This last one in our possession group is about retrieving something. You might have learned the verb to fetch, but honestly, it's pretty old-fashioned. You don't hear it much these days, unless someone is talking to their dog. To bring is common, but get is often used as a more casual command or request. If you're on the sofa and feel cold, you might say, could you please bring me the blanket? That's perfectly fine. But it's just as likely and maybe more common to hear, can you get me the blanket? It feels a bit more direct and informal. This is the language of home and family for small, everyday requests. Can you get me a glass of water? I'm cooking. Could you get the mail for me? While you're upstairs, can you get my glasses from my desk? In all these cases, get means go, take, and bring back. It's a 3-part action packed into one simple word. Instead of, would you mind fetching the remote control for me? Say, can you get the remote for me? Instead of, I'll go and bring a chair from the other room, say, I'll go get a chair from the other room. So next time you need someone to grab something for you, try using get. You'll sound much more natural. Alright, let's dive back into the amazing world of the word get. We've already seen how it's used for possession and acquisition, but now things are about to get personal. Let's talk about transformation. Get is your go-to word for describing changes physical, emotional, and big life events. Think about physical changes. You get sick, you get better. You get tired, you get hungry. You get a tan in the summer, or maybe you get cold in the winter. It's the perfect word to describe the process of change happening to your body. For example, I think I'm getting a cold. I should probably rest. Or, after the long hike, I started to get really hungry. See how it captures that shift from one state to another. It's the same for emotions. We don't just become angry, we get angry. We don't just become excited, we get excited. Get shows that transition, the buildup of a feeling. For instance, I always get nervous before a big presentation, or she got so happy when she saw the surprise party. It makes the emotion feel more dynamic, like something that's actively happening. You can get sad, get worried, get annoyed, get hopeful. The list is endless. And what about major life changes? Get is right there with us. People get married, they get divorced. They get a new job, they get fired, they get old. Each of these phrases marks a significant turning point in life. For example, my brother is getting married next June. Or, after years of hard work, she finally got promoted. It's a simple, powerful way to talk about life's biggest milestones. You can even talk about becoming accustomed to something, like it took a while, but I finally got used to the new software. So, you see? Get is like a chameleon, adapting to describe all sorts of transformations. It's not just about what you have, but what you become. Now, I'm curious. How have you used Get to talk about a change in your own life recently? Did you get a new haircut? Get interested in a new hobby? Get over a fear? Pause the video for a moment and drop a sentence in the comments below using Get to describe a recent transformation. I'd love to read your examples and see all the different ways you were using this word. And while you're down there, if you're finding this video helpful and want to see more content like this, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out and ensures you won't miss our next lesson. Okay, ready to keep moving? Perfect, because that's exactly what our next section is about: movement. Get is an absolute superstar when it comes to travel and arrival. Let's start with the most basic one, arriving. Instead of saying I arrived home, it's much more common and natural to say I got home. For example, what time did you get home last night? Or text me when you get there. This works for any destination. You can get to work, get to the store, get to the party, get to the airport. We need to get to the airport at least 2 hours before our flight. It's simple, efficient, and what you'll hear native speakers say all the time. Get also forms a ton of essential phrasal verbs related to transportation. Let's break them down. When you enter a car or a taxi, you get in, hurry up and get in the car, we're going to be late. When you leave a car or a taxi, you get out, she got out of the taxi and paid the driver. Now, for larger forms of public transport like a bus, train, plane, or even a boat, we use get on. I need to get on the next bus to downtown. And when you exit these, you get off. Don't forget to get off at the third stop. It's a small difference in versus on, but it's an important one. Think of it this way: if you can stand up and walk around inside it, you generally get on and get off. If you have to sit down in a more enclosed space, you get in and get out. There are other useful travel phrasals with get to. Getaway means to go on vacation or take a break. I really need to get away for a few days and relax. Get around means to move from place to place within a city or area. It's really easy to get around London on the tube, and get back means to return. We got back from our trip last night. So, whether you're describing a personal transformation or your daily commute, Get is working hard to make your English sound more natural and fluent. From getting older to getting on the bus, its versatility in describing change and movement is incredible. Thank you so much for watching and learning with me today. Keep practicing, keep using Get in your daily conversations, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most versatile, most common, and sometimes most confusing verbs in the English language, get. Mastering get is a huge step towards sounding more natural and fluent, so let's get started. First up, let's talk about the causative get. This is when you cause someone to do something, usually through persuasion or encouragement. It's a bit softer than make or force. The structure is get someone to do something. For example, I couldn't get my son to eat his vegetables. This means I tried to persuade him, but he refused. Or how did you get him to agree to your proposal? You're asking what persuasion tactics were used. It's super common in everyday speech. You could say, my friend got me to try rock climbing, and I loved it. See how it implies I was convinced to do it. Now, let's look at a related form, the passive causative. This is when you arrange for someone, usually a professional, to do a service for you. The structure here is get something done. Notice the past participle at the end. For example, I need to get my hair cut. I'm not cutting my own hair. I'm arranging for a hairdresser to do it. Another one, we're getting our house painted next week. We hired painters. This is so much more natural than saying, I will arrange for someone to cut my hair. Nobody talks like that, so if you're paying for a service, remember, get something done. I got my car fixed, she's getting her nails done. Easy, right? Moving on, let's explore get as a simple synonym for understand. This is very informal and perfect for casual conversations. If someone is explaining something complex and you want to confirm your following, you can just say, I get it. Or, if you don't understand, sorry, I don't get it. Can you explain that again? It's quick, it's easy, and it's what native speakers use all the time. Imagine your friend tells a complicated joke. You can say, oh, now I get it, when the punchline finally clicks. Or if you're in a meeting and your boss explains a new strategy, you can nod and say, got it. It shows you re-engaged and you understand without using more formal words like comprehend or perceive. So next time you understand something, just say, I get it. Now for the really fun part, phrasal verbs with get. There are so many, but let's focus on four essential ones you'll hear every single day. First, get up. This is one of the first phrasal verbs English learners encounter. It simply means to rise from bed after sleeping. I get up at 7 a.m. every morning, simple. You can also use it for standing up from a chair, like he got up and left the room. Next, we have get along with someone. This means to have a friendly, harmonious relationship with another person. I get along really well with my colleagues. Or the opposite, my brother and I didn't get along when we were kids. You might be asked in a job interview, how do you get along with your coworkers? It's all about your relationship and how you interact. A great phrase to know for both work and personal life. Our third phrasal verb is get over something or someone. This means to recover from an illness, a difficult experience, or the end of a relationship. It implies a process of emotional or physical healing. For instance, it took me a few weeks to get over the flu, or, on an emotional level, she's finding it hard to get over the breakup. It's about returning to your normal state of health or happiness after a negative event. You might tell a friend who is sad, don't worry, you'll get over it. It's a way of saying that time will heal the pain. Finally, let's look at get back to someone. This is a crucial phrase, especially in professional communication. It means to contact someone again later to give them a reply or more information. For example, if someone asks you a question and you don't know the answer immediately, you can say, that's a great question. I'll find out and get back to you. It's a polite way to buy yourself some time. In an email, you might write, thanks for your message. I'm currently out of the office, but I will get back to you as soon as I return. It's a promise to continue the conversation later. Whew, that was a lot, but you're doing great. Let's quickly recap what we've learned about the amazing verb get. We started with the causative get, which is used to talk about persuading someone to do something, like I got my friend to help me move. Then we covered the passive causative, get something done, for when you arrange a service, like I need to get my watch repaired. We also saw how get is a super common and casual way to say understand, as in, oh, I get it now. And we finished with four essential phrasal verbs. Get up, which means to rise from bed. Get along, with meaning to have a good relationship. Get over, for recovering from something difficult. And get back to, which means to respond to someone later. As you can see, get is a true powerhouse in the English language. It's used in so many different ways, and incorporating it into your vocabulary will make your English sound much more natural and fluent. Don't be afraid of it. The more you use it, the more comfortable you'll become. Now for your homework, I want you to practice. In the comments below, I challenge you to write one sentence for each of the forms we discussed today. Try one with the causative get, one with the passive causative, one using get to mean understand, and one with any of the phrasal verbs we learned. I'll be reading through the comments and giving you feedback. It's the best way to make sure you've really got it. Thanks so much for watching today's masterclass. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more English lessons. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.